Hey guys, I just wanted to take a few minutes to make a quick little tip video about how to use consciousness to change your beliefs. I had a really good conversation recently with a good friend of mine, and the tips that I'm going to share with you at the end of the video are what came out of that conversation and what has changed a lot for me over the last few weeks. So I'll share that with you at the end. It's hard to determine when and how the right actions are for consciousness use. So what I mean by that is subconscious work versus conscious work. And I always like to tell people or start people out, and myself included, at a place where you start working through things consciously. And that's the tip stuff that we're going to talk about later. So when you're working through something consciously, you're able to kind of back away for a minute and use some awareness around said topic. I'll use the topic of exercise for this discussion because that's what I'll use later on for the example. So say you've worked for years at trying to improve your physical activities and, bring more enjoyment into your exercise routine. That's one that I've, on occasion had ups and downs with. And when you get to a place where you've done all kinds of work consciously and you really haven't noticed any marginal change, you would want to look at potentially what subconscious beliefs are there around it. I see a lot of the same story when it comes to working on things consciously and not getting too far with it, not being able to see a lot of progress or results. And that's when I suggest people dig into the subconscious, and you can do that through deep meditation or good meditation practice. There's all kinds of ways into the subconscious mind. One of the ways that's my favorite, of course, is hypnotherapy. That's why I ended up training in that profession as well. It's just a very direct way of accessing potentially some old limiting beliefs. So if you're working on something consciously and you're noticing that, it really isn't changing no matter what you try, and I do hear that quite a bit from people, that's when you would want to look at things at the subconscious layer. But as far as working through things consciously, you can do all kinds of wonderful things. A lot of awareness training is helpful, and things like really recognizing and discussing with yourself what's going on in here. What are you thinking about all the time? And like I said, I'm going to use exercise as an example because I have been on that roller coaster myself. For you people who know a little bit about Ayurveda, I am Kapha to the core. And what that means is that I am naturally a slower mover. I'm really into comfort and things like that, to put it very simply, I guess. So anyway, you'll find me with blankets and tea and snuggled up and, and doing all that stuff. And that's my jam. That's where I'm happy and comfy and all that stuff. But to attain really good health, and I am very much in love with being healthy, you have to address, what are the collective beliefs around health? And of course, they're very simple. You eat right, you exercise, you hydrate, and you sleep well. And I do pretty good in most of those areas. Exercise could have been improved. So I'm talking to this friend of mine, and he says, okay, I really want you to, because he used to be a personal trainer, so he knows a thing or two. I want you to access your beliefs on exercise. So this is the thing that I'm going to share with you guys. How to take, and this could be used for any topic at all, so it doesn't need to be used for this one. I'm just using this as an example. Access your beliefs on exercise. And so instead of me talking it all out, he's like, no, hang up the phone. I want you to text it all out to me. And I said, okay, cool. So I hung up the phone, and while I was in that zone and while I, was into the thought processes and stuff, I texted all out, and there were some pretty crappy beliefs in there, guys. Like I don't like sweating, which is not true. I have an infrared sauna that I sweat in all the time, and I think it's great. I don't feel like I'm very good at it, your typical stuff. And so when I saw them all listed out, and I actually was able to read the words that I wrote, and I was very honest with myself, actually took a few minutes to breathe before I did do that. So I took a few minutes, I did some breaths, I I used a little bit of awareness. I accessed a more relaxed state, and I just started typing out, and you could handwrite it out. You could, wherever you want, little notes in your phone or whatever. But I want you to be able to actually read the words of whatever topic it is that you want to work through. So some people maybe have a hard time sleeping. Some people maybe have a hard time being confident, or, public speaking, or any topic at all that you want to work on. I want you to write out your beliefs so that you can see the words, because thoughts, which absolutely create, aren't as tangible as actually reading something or writing it down. When you see those words and you see those beliefs on paper or on a cell phone screen or wherever typed out in your computer, it does something. You feel almost accountable for those thoughts that run through your head that you maybe wouldn't have noticed. They may have snuck past you. And when I wrote down what my beliefs were on exercise at the time, I was like, that's a lot of junk. And I'm not going to keep any of those anymore because they're not helping me attain my goal. My goal of actually wanting to be able to use this physical body to its potential, and to keep me healthy and to keep me feeling well. So I trashed them. I looked at them. They were all junk, and I threw them where junk should go, in the recycle bin. So since then, and that was a couple of weeks ago, I've joined a fitness quest. I've been using my body every single day. I found one that worked and resonated with me. There was a lot of biohacking and science and stuff like that in the course, and I'm really enjoying it. And I've exercised every day since. All I had to do was scrap the crap, to be honest. And it's life-changing. So I really, really hope you guys can find a way to write down some of your potentially limiting thoughts and beliefs and maybe get rid of them. If you have any questions at all, I'm always wide open to being contacted. You can leave a comment. You can email me. I'll put that in the description below. I hope you all have a really awesome day. Take care. Bye.